So REIAs, the importance of having the right community, the right network, and the right resources as a real estate investor. And this is highly important within any business. You got to have the right network, you got to have the right resources, et cetera, et cetera. And in the real estate community, we get all of those things by accessing and becoming a member of what is called, again, a REIA. So I'm going to talk about some benefits of a REIA, how you can join a REIA, etc., etc. First, let's do some housekeeping. So this video is sponsored and brought to you by virtual slash digital REIA, right? We are a virtual and digital real estate investment alliance. So remember I said real estate investment associations. Well, the A could stand for other things. And I'm going to talk about that in one of the previous slides. But today's presentation is brought to you by Digital REIA. As you're watching this video, something that I want you to do, I want you to get engaged and I want you to be involved. Don't be afraid to take some screenshots. You're going to see some things that matter and some things that are important to you. Take screenshots so you can keep this and take those notes that you need to take. If you want the slides, so I'm going to be sharing some slides, and this, you won't get a recording because this is YouTube. But if you want slides, I'll put a link in the description and tell you how you can get access to those slides. Because as you can see, the first bullet point that talks about Digital REIA, that is a link. And anytime you see that link next to a bullet point, that's a resource for you to access and click on if you go out and you collect the slides. So if you want the slides, there'll be a link to the slides in the description of this video. YouTube, speed, right? So I always like to typically I keep a consistency about my presentations. And what I mean by that, screen, there is a link, and that link is it's a link to a speed controller for video. And what I want you to do is for you. So more housekeeping. I already told you, you can collect, if you collect the slides, all of those links to resources and different things, they'll be available in the slides for you. And all you have to do is click on the links. Normally what I ask for is engagement. And this is when I'm doing like live presentations or Zoom presentations. I encourage you to give me some engagement here too. Even though it's not live, I'm doing like a monologue type demonstration. But please give me some engagement. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, ask your questions, make your comments, and bring up your concerns. So really quickly, just so you know who I am, my name is Jerome Lewis, and I already told you I specialize in digital marketing within the real estate industry. Something about me is I am silly, but I I am also a technologist. So my background is within my back. I specialize in technology, and one of the reasons that I bring that up is because I like to take technology that can be super complicated and overwhelming to like regular people or people that are not technology driven and technology appreciative like me. I like to take that technology and help them see that it's not as complicated as we think it is. So for the most part, like anytime you follow me or any of my presentations, I show you that it's simply click, drag, drop, and you just have to know the right thing. So technology can be scary. However, if you have the right person working with you, it's not as scary. So I am a technologist, and to I love to help people realize that technology is not overwhelming. Something else about me, I always address this. I am an introvert. I am a stone cold introvert. I do a lot of presentations, I talk to people, but at the core, I am an introvert. So sometimes you'll hear me say, please do not call me. And the reason why is because I need to charge myself up before I have a conversation or talk to people. So just an interesting fact about me. I might seem like an introvert. I might seem outgoing, and I am those things in a way, but I am truly an introvert. And that's also the other reason I like to bring that up is because other introverts need to understand that we can go out there and thrive, and we can kick ass just like we think those extroverts do. You don't have to be like that people person or that extrovert. You can still do well being an introvert. Next, uh, my behavioral assessment. So I love the this personality assessment. Some people, oh my God, it's not accurate, but mine has been accurate, and I love this behavioral assessment. My profile is a DC, and what that means is I am a bottom line person. I am about the results. So I help you get results. And D stands for dominance, and C stands for I forget, but the C means I'm very analytical. So I am a bottom line person, and I am about the results, and I'm also very analytical. So I'm a DC in the DIS personality assessment. Then you already know I'm a real estate investor. I got my start wholesaling about 5 years ago, I think. I am also a real estate instructor, so I teach real estate agents every week, about 3 to 4 times a week, on how to implement social media, marketing, video into their business. And then if you kind of want to learn more about me, you can just visit my website. I have a website, jeromelewis.com, and that tells you a little bit about me in further detail. So let's get started. What is a REIA? I'm excited. A REIA is, like I told you before, a REIA is a real estate investor association. This is the most commonly known description or briefing of what a REIA is. Real Estate Investor Association. That's the REIA, and that's what those letters stand for. But remember that I told you the letters, it can change. So it depends. Some groups change this stuff around. And you can see, like I brought up the second bullet, and it's investor or investment. So you can have a real estate investor association. You can have a real estate investment association. It varies. It depends. And I put this letter here, I put association / alliance, and there are some other things too, but these are the ones that I wanted to address. So for example, like we have, like here at Digital Real Estate Strategy, we have a group called the Digital REIA. And what we are is we are a digital real estate investor alliance. So you can see it's not an association, we are an alliance of people. We come together, provide education, networking opportunities, tools, resources, marketing. We are an alliance, and we put all our tools together. Something I want you to pay attention to, you see my mouse moving around on the screen. This is a link. So if you want to go out and get that official definition, I pulled it from Wikipedia, you can click on that link and access that there. That you'll see these links all over the slides. Sometimes I will refer to them, sometimes I will not. And then groups, club slash league. So these are other terms that you find associated with real estate investment associations and real estate investor clubs. So you also have groups. Like I was a board member for what we call, it was still an association, but we called ourselves a group. You also see some real estate investment associations call themselves a club. Clubs are a little bit kind of outdated, because they would make people feel like they are isolating. So just the terminology was a little bit off. And then one that they do networking and different things. So a league is also an option for real estate investment associations. So what is a REIA? I pulled this official definition from Wikipedia, as I said, and a REIA is a group or organization of real estate professionals that regularly come together for one or more of the following purposes. They come together for education, they come together for networking, and they come together for advocacy and legislation. One or more of the following. These are just some of the most important. There are other reasons that people get together, such as studying together, accountability, but these are some of the things that I wanted to address. These are some of the most popular ones that you see out there. So I'm going to go into like education a little bit. And when you get into a real estate investment association, the good ones, they have education for you. They have training, they have courses available for you to tap into. And a lot of times they'll give you special discounts or special access to these different courses and these different trainings. You get even further education. So there are different niches within the real estate industry. And as an example, I like to use myself. When I first got involved in real estate investing, they say, oh, that's not real estate investing. I got started in wholesaling. And it's not real estate investing, but it's still associated with real estate investing. So if you need like super specific education for some kind of strategy that you're trying to do within real estate, a REIA will provide you with that kind of education. So one of the things that they have, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is they have like focus groups slash subgroups that focus on specific strategies or specific geographs around what it is that you're trying to do in your real estate business. They offer discounted education. So typically what you'll see is like there are certain educators out there, and those educators. So that's one of the options and one of the benefits that you get when dealing with or joining up with a REIA. And you get unique and niche education. So like I talked about a little bit earlier, if I wanted to specialize in wholesaling, I could go and I could find a real estate investment association or a real estate investment alliance, and I can just join those groups that have unique education around what it is that I'm trying to do. So if I wanted to, like, let's use a different strategy other than wholesale. If I wanted to learn, there's a strategy called Subject to. If I wanted to learn Subject to, I could get specific education around Subject to investing. If I wanted to learn fix and flipping, I could get specific education around fix and flipping. And it can get very niche and very specific. Another quick example is if I wanted to do fix and flipping specifically in Philadelphia and one neighborhood, let's say West Oak Lane, Philadelphia, I can get education around that kind of strategy, depending upon how the group sets it up, the Real Estate Investment Association. You also get experts, you also get access to the experts and mentors that are actually doing this business. So a lot of times those experts will be out there doing their business because they're real estate investors themselves too. And sometimes they might not have access or be able to teach you what they're doing or whatnot. Well, the real estate investment associations, they set things up, and they make arrangements where you can have access to these experts for like a project. You can have access to these experts for many different many different collaborations. So that's something you get access to as well. Now, networking. I think that this is one of the most important aspects of these real estate investment associations. Education is vital. Education is the foundation, but networking can really get you to the next level and really open up opportunities for you. So even if you are beyond the education, oh, I can't, I already know how to do all of this stuff. The opportunities that are available in these real estate investment associations and these alliances, you can't put a number on it. So I highly, highly recommend that you join just for the networking. You meet some really high profile, some high power individuals, and you form some great partnerships within these networking opportunities. So we already talked about that, but you get so many opportunities in this. You really can't put a number on the amount of opportunity that you get when you network in these real estate investment associations. You get access to deals and resources. And something I want to talk about is I had a mentor, and I just want to shout him out. Nick Tang, he is the first one that helped me realize. He's like, look, everything that you're doing or everything that you're trying to do in real estate, like when you join these groups, these clubs, these investment associations, and these alliances, when you join them, everything that you kind of need to do a real estate deal is in the room. And he told me that, and I was like, I never thought about that. It blew my mind because everything that we need is in the room. So a lot of times, many different people from different walks, different skills, different strategies, and different assets, they all have different things. And you can, if you network correctly, you can put a deal together right there on the spot. So there are some people that have money, there are some people that have deals, and there are people that have those resources. And if you can find out a way to network effectively and put those people together, you can do really well without needing to invest in any type of marketing or doing anything. You can just put these people together and form a deal, and you can do really well by doing that. So that's one of the cool things about these real estate investment associations. Like all of the resources and the things that you need, they're available in that room. So you got deals, you got resources, you got money, whatever you need, you can kind of find in these rooms and in these events. Now we mentioned, I already touched on this a little bit, but JV/partnerships. So let's say you're struggling with a deal or something like that, and you need to partner up with somebody. Like we do, like here, I do like I do virtual real estate deal, and sometimes I need to partner up or joint venture. You hear JV a lot. JV stands for joint venture. Sometimes I need to partner up with somebody outside of state or outside of my city. Well, you can find these types of people at these alliances or these associations. So joint ventures and partnerships are available, and that's all a part of networking. Mentorship and coaching. So this is a vital one as well. I see a lot of times in the Facebook groups, people are like, hey, I need a mentor. Anybody want to mentor me? Anybody want to help me get my whatever, get this deal closed? Well, you can find that easy in these real estate investment alliances. And the thing about it is these people here, they are willing to show you, they are willing to invest in you because at some point, so advocacy, I don't know much about this one, but this is a thing. And this is one of the reasons why I support real estate investment alliances and associations. They advocate for you. So, you got activism. In Philadelphia, they were trying to shut down like wholesale laws, and the real estate investment groups, the associations, the landlord groups, we all partnered up and we teamed up, and we're like, hey, let's come up with a legal defense about from these people that are trying to stop us from investing. So you get that type of stuff, activism, like legislation and lobbying. I don't know much about these things. That's what we have attorneys for, but these are available when you join REIAs. You're supporting these type of movements, so you can continue to invest. You can continue to build your wealth, and the only way we get rich in society is by helping others. So a lot of people like to say that landlords are taking advantage of people, but these housing opportunities and people being able to get rent and buy houses, investors are doing this. They're building these foundations, and by joining these REIAs, you support that. You support this kind of education. You support these us building these communities and helping people get places to rent and places to buy. So that's one of the reasons why I advocate you join REIAs. I don't know much about the advocacy and the legislation. If you join a REIA, you'll find plenty of attorneys that will teach you and help you understand the importance of these subjects. So these are some of the other things that I really appreciate about real estate investment associations. I'm just going to touch on. These are a few that I handpicked, and accountability is one of them. Uh, I used to be in the corporate space and I wanted to get involved in real estate, and it can be tough getting started in real estate all by yourself. Well, accountability, you can find accountability in these real estate investment alliances. And I still participate in quite a few alliances and they hold me accountable. Some of them hold me accountable directly, and some of them hold um, hey, I'm struggling with doing this deal, and somebody asked, well, what are you doing? Well, I've been doing 3 calls. I did 3 calls this week. Well, guess what? You're not doing enough calls. Okay. So you get that type of accountability, that type of support, and that's highly important when you're in business. These REIAs, these real estate investment alliances, and these associations, they are very inexpensive compared to some of the other education that's out there and available. I've seen people pay 50,000, 30,000, 40,000, 10,000, 5,000. I've seen people pay this much for education and get nowhere. And I have an issue. I don't have an issue with the amount of money or these groups, these clubs that are charging 50, 40, 30,000 dollars. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is people are paying that much money and they can actually just get started in real estate. They can get involved in real estate and they can actually do a deal when they're spending that much money. So when you compare the cost of a real estate investment association, it is nothing compared to the other programs that are out there and available. So just keep that in mind. Real estate investment associations are very, very affordable and worth every penny as long as you join up the right group. Something else you get is connections. You get connections, and I've made some lifelong connections by joining these real estate investment associations. So join up, join these groups, add value to people's lives, and you'll make some amazing connections. You make friends, you make family, you make lifelong business partners and business relationships. Those are other things you get with the REIAs. And we touched on it a little bit, but in terms of joint venturing, but you can collaborate. You collaborate with other real estate investors, other business professionals, and you can do really well by collaborating. One mind is greater than two. I love the mastermind principle, and one mind is greater than multiple minds is greater than one mind. You collaborate on a project, you bring the money, I bring the deal, you bring the attorney. It's amazing. And this is one of my favorites too, because you join these, and when you join these real estate investment associations, these are people that want to change their lives. They want to be wealthy. I want something to be different in my life. These are people that already have that mindset. So you ever go on some venture or you're trying to change your life and you're trying to bring it up to friends and family and they just don't understand what it is that you're trying to do. Well, that's not the same thing here that you get with these REIAs. These people understand. We understand what you're trying to do and we support you. So you get to be around people that have like minds like yourself. And then we're doing this to resolve problems. We're doing this to help people and resolve problems. We're doing this to resolve our own problems, but as well as other problems. And in order for us to invest in real estate, we have to solve problems. And by solving problems, we become wealthy along the way. So that's one of the things that I appreciate about what real estate investment associations. They help you build wealth in exchange for you solving problems. So, what is a digital REIA? A digital REIA is everything that we talked about already up to this point, and we're just digital slash virtual. So, you know, 2020 happened. I don't want to say the name of the thing that happened in 2020, but it happened, and a lot of things changed. And for a long time, I was pushing like I'm like, look, these groups are amazing. Can we get some of this stuff online? Can we make some of this stuff virtual? And we just couldn't. Well, 2020 came, and 2020 made a change to society forever. And I was super excited about the change that it made, because that means, guess what? Now people have access to this information, and I've been absorbing this information and making these amazing connections for a while. But it's like, in a way, it was a secret. Well, now that 2020 came, it's no longer a secret, because now we can make it digital and virtual, and we can get access to more people out there. It doesn't have to be just local. So a lot of times these groups, these clubs, these associations, they were just local to a geograph. Well, 2020 came, and now we can do this stuff all over the place. And I'm excited, and we're we are a digital real estate investment alliance. So we're going to do everything that we can do digitally. That doesn't mean we're not going to do local events and physical, like in-person events, but we're giving you a lot of these benefits digitally. So remember I mentioned that millennial? Well, a lot of times you would go and you would visit. The education to people on a virtual level, on a virtual scale. So we don't have to hold people hostage in actual physical rooms anymore. And now we're at these events and these alliances, they're expanding like nationwide, and now more people have access to it more than ever now. More than ever. And this is one of the things that I love and appreciate about technology. People get really stubborn about do that. So digital REIA. Now that you have a digital REIA, it's more convenient. So we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like you would have to drive to these events, get stuck in traffic after work. After work, you got family, you got kids. It's hard to get there. And then when you do get there, you gotta leave all late, so you get home. Maybe you didn't have anybody to watch the kids. Maybe you did, but you had somebody watching the kids. I don't know. You paid a babysitter, so you had to pay some extra money just to get that person to watch the kids. You left the kids with a child, high school child, getting on your nerves. They calling you the whole time you at the event, trying to build some wealth for your family. Well, now you got some convenience, because this stuff is now virtual and digital. Digital REIA. We are digital REIA, and we're going to use everything else, but we are going to use technology to help you get these benefits, to get this education, to extend your net worth and help you increase your net worth, as well as build wealth and get involved in real estate investing. So that's what our objective is. Digital REIA, that's what we want to do. We want to help you do that. We want to bring some modern thinking. So a lot of people suffered because they couldn't update their OS. If we want to keep it to talk, people couldn't adapt and adjust to what happened in 2020. Well, we're doing modern thinking. A lot of people try to run back to, hey, I need to do the in-person thing. I need to do the in-person thing. Look, let's go hybrid. How about we still have virtual and digital, but we how about we still have in person, but we also do virtual and digital? That's possible. You know that, right? Well, that's our objective. We want to help blaze the trail for the digital and the virtual experience. We still want people to get this information. So we still want you to have those in-person events, but there are some people that want the education, the networking, the opportunities. They still want them and they can't make it to some of these events. So let's build a digital arm. Let's make it virtual so they can get there. And I know, because I have a family. I have 4 children. And it can be hard to get out to events and get the education that you need to do and do that networking. It can be really tough for you to do that. It's like, look, well, I can't make these events, so I guess I'll try when my kids are all grown. Well, we don't have to do that anymore. Now we have this digital and this virtual REIA. So you can get the education that you need, you can do the networking that you need to do, and then when you're ready to do an in-person event, guess what? You can make that arrangement and go to an in-person event if you want to. We're not going to force you to go to a virtual and in-person events anymore. Now you have the option. You have the option of virtual and digital events. Our objective here at Digital REIA is we want to be authentic in our diversity and inclusion. We want to be authentic. And the reason I mention that is because I've heard diversity and inclusion mentioned several times. And when they say diversity and inclusion, there are some things that are being missed. There are some things that are being missed. And I have some of them listed here: ethnicity, age, gender. Some of those things are being missed. We want to change those things. We want to change those things. But one of the things that I did not list here that I want you to think about is the diversity. So when I say diversity, I mean we want people. So real diversity and inclusion. We're not just talking about ethnicity or age or gender. We're talking about other things, people with different minds, different mindset, different ways of learning. There are some people that like to learn digitally and virtually. Well, guess what? We are including you now with Digital REIA. That's our objective. We want to be truly inclusive. I really mean inclusive and diverse. Any and everybody should be able to attend. Any and everybody. Even if you're all the way out of the country, you should be able to join these events and participate. Get some education and get what you need to get. Diversity and inclusion, career, and family. So remember, I told you there was a specific demographic. There was inclusion. And we want to change that. We want women involved. We want younger people involved. We even want kids involved to a certain extent. We want to change that, and we want true diversity and true inclusion. So we're changing that. And Diversity means we want people in different careers. So we mentioned that 55-year-old white male. Well, guess what? A lot of times that male is retired. He's an old housing provider slash landlord, and he's had his life. He's got his education. He's doing deals. That's a certain type. Well, guess what? We have young professionals, entrepreneurs, people that don't have jobs, people that do have jobs. We want to include those people too. Hey, I have a job. I work at the hospital right now, and I can't make those events at 6 o'clock because that's my shift. Well, guess what? I can go on lunch break and I can pop in for an hour, or on my way home from my 9 to 5 job where I gotta go pick up my kids and I gotta be home in the house by 6 o'clock. Guess what? I can pop on the Zoom and I can watch that. More diversity. More diversity. Hey, I'm a young single mother and I don't have anybody to watch my children, but I really want to get involved in real estate. I really want to get involved in real estate. I want to get the education. I want to do networking, but I just can't make it work where I can be at these events. Well, guess what? Now, all you have to do, mom, is pop onto the Zoom. Pop onto the Zoom. Get some networking, get some education. So I'm talking about real, true inclusion. A lot of times I would visit some of these groups and I felt really excluded. They would exclude, hey, those people online. These are some of the things they would say. Those people online, those millennials, those younger generations, excluding us like we want to learn. We want to learn to invest just like you. We want to get some education, but we have a different way we have a different way of learning. We're interested in learning too. We just have a different way. So again, Digital REIA, we are about true diversity and inclusion. That's what we're trying to do. And when I mean diversity and inclusion, I mean we're including digital and virtual as well. So really quickly, how do you find REIAs, right? How do you find REIAs? And most of us, like if you're watching YouTube, for the most part, you should understand. But you can find REIAs by visiting Google. So just type in REIA. Let's say I'm in the Philadelphia area, so I always like to use that as an example. Philadelphia REIA. So I would type in Philadelphia REIA, and I should get different results, and I can find those different real estate investment associations around Philadelphia. It'll bring me some results. Referrals, you can ask other investors a lot of time in the Facebook groups, or investors that you know. Do you know of any real estate investment associations, any real estate investment alliances? Could you tell me? Could you introduce me? Could you show me how to get access to it? Get referrals. Referrals are great too. This is where I found my first REIA. So I got me a mentor. I paid that mentor $3,000, and he said, hey, you need to find a REIA. That's one of the first things that you need to do. And he said, go to meetup.com and just search for real estate investing events. And a lot of times those real estate investing events, they are being to find real estate investment associations and alliances. Eventbrite. Eventbrite is another good one. So if you're interested in investing in real estate, do the same thing you've done on Meetup. Search for real estate investing events and join up on some of those events. And some of those events are hosted by real estate investment associations. Now, Facebook groups, same concept. You're going to do a search. You're going to look for real estate investing, and some of those groups are hosted and ran by real estate investment alliances and real estate investment associations. So, joining a REIA, I'm going to tell you this, right? A lot of times, the way these real estate investment associations and these alliances work is they have a free main meeting. And that main meeting is around some subject and some topic, and you can attend for free. One time you can attend. That's how it's set up. And they have one of these meetings every month. Some have two, some have multiple, some have just one, or some might have it every other month. It all depends on that real estate investment alliance or that association, but this is how it works. Typically they have a main meeting, and then after that main meeting and around that main meeting, they'll have subgroups or focus groups. And let's go back up to the main meeting. The main meeting, typically the way it works is they'll have this main meeting. So as an example, we at Digital REIA, our main meeting is every fourth Thursday of the month. So that's how they're typically set up. Another example is, let's say your name is I live in West Oak Lane. So let's say West Oak Lane had a real estate investment association. Let's say West Oak Lane Real Estate Investment Association had a main meeting. Well, they might host their main meeting every second Tuesday. Every second Tuesday is when they'll host their main meeting. So that's one of the ways that they host these meetings. They have, you know, every so often they have a main meeting, a subgroup meeting. That's the frequency of these meetings. Again, Digital REIA, we host a main meeting every fourth Thursday of the month. Now, subgroups, these are mini groups. These are mini main meetings. Uh, they're just what they're sound like. Subgroups, sub meetings, focus groups. Focus groups and subgroups are kind of similar. A subgroup could be a group like, hey, West Philadelphia is a group that we had here in Philadelphia. Another subgroup could be South Philadelphia. Those are the groups, and they are around geographs. Or we can call them focus groups, and focus groups can be around geographs too. So we can have a South Philadelphia focus group, and our objective is to focus on real estate investing, some kind of real estate investing in South Philadelphia. Or we can have what is called focus groups, and focus groups are the objective there is to focus on a specific topic or a specific subject or a specific area. Most times you're focusing on a specific topic. So a focus group is an example. We have a focus group here, and we have it's called it's called notes and alternative investing. So the focus of that group is mortgage notes, investing in real estate notes, and alternative investing strategies. So it's not just around real estate. The focus there is alternative investing and mortgage notes. So these real estate investment associations will have groups focus around those things. REIA. So we mentioned this. There are different ways to go about joining and being part of a real estate investment alliance or association. And you can join locally, which I recommend. I recommend everybody you join up on your local groups, because these local groups will have local expertise about what it is, what you're trying to do in that market. So join up on your local groups. I also recommend that you join up on the groups that of the areas that you're trying to invest in. And then you also have online. So there are online alliances and online associations that you can join. There are multiple ways that you can join groups. And hey, check this out. Don't just be part of one group. You can join several groups compared to cost. So join. I mentioned already talked about multiple. Don't be afraid to be part of multiple groups. Join these groups directly, and then they have a pricing structure normally. We have a pricing structure. So we have a pricing structure of we charge monthly. There are some groups that allow you in for free, and then they charge you after your run free event. And then there are some that do annual. You have to become a member in order to be associated or be involved at all. So those are the different pricing structures around real estate investment associations. This is our real estate investment alliance. We have an alliance, and if you want to become part of our alliance, all you got to do is visit this link. And if you collect the slides, you can click on this link, but you can also just visit this URL here, which is join.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. And I believe in providing value. I'm going to give you some bonuses. And these are some of the bonuses that you will get. I'm not going to list all of them. We'll just show you some of the bonuses to maybe get you interested in joining, to come check us out. So these are some bonuses that I'm going to give you, right? I specialize in digital marketing and real estate, digital marketing within the real estate industry, and I developed a course. So I generate all of my motivated seller leads. Most of us will know what that's about if we're interested in real estate. I have a course where I package that course and I share my exact strategies, exactly what I do. I'm going to give that to you for free if you join us, right? That's one of the benefits that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 30-day access to that. You get, do whatever you want, download all of the files, set up all your campaigns, get your marketing off the ground and running. You get access to that 30 days if you join using a link in the description. The content library. So in digital space and in the digital marketing space and marketing in general, you kind of need content, and a lot of people struggle around developing content for their business. And I have an entire document. This document has over 60 pieces of content for you to use in your business to generate you business and attract people to your business, what you're offering in real estate. I'm going to give that to you as a bonus. That's a $97 value. So I already gave you my course. I sell that course for $997, but I'm going to give you 30-day access. 30-day access is $197. I'm going to give you I'm giving you that content library document, and I'm also going to give you, I have another content document that boosts your engagement on social media. So these are questions and topics that you can give to people, and it helps boost your engagement and generate more traffic to your website and your social media. So I'm going to give you that. And I've been teaching how to generate motivated sellers using Facebook around the nation. I've been teaching this, and I have multiple webinars around how to do this. I'm also going to give you that as an added benefit. So I have multiple seminars of those. I'm going to give you the most recent one. So I was teaching this to another real estate investment association. I just did it for Los Angeles REIA. I'm going to give you that webinar as well. So let's talk about the frequently asked questions. And these are questions that I often get and I hear when I talk about real estate investment associations, real estate investment alliances. Can I do this all by myself? And I'm a pretty straightforward person. Becoming successful in this business. You can't succeed without other people. You can't succeed without those resources. So it's all packaged here. I told you exactly how you can go about getting those things. Don't be hesitant to go out and get that help that you need. Do you need a REIA? No. So again, I'm a straightforward. Get you involved and invested in real estate investing. And they've been doing this stuff for years. So don't be afraid to make that investment of joining a REIA. Yes, you need it. Do I recommend any REIAs? So there are several real estate investment alliances and associations that I recommend. There are so many. And if you go and you collect these slides, you can get access to what I suggest for these real estate investment associations. This is going to take you exactly to a list of real estate investor associations that I trust, that I've vetted, that I recommend that you join if you have an interest in that geograph or a certain subject. So this is a list. If you collect the slides, if you go to the link and you get these slides, you can get access to this list. Virtual versus local. People always ask, like, which one is better? Which one should I join? And there is no better. It really depends on you and what your objectives are. And the best straightforward answer is that you should join and become part of both. Why don't people know about REIA? Suspicion that if you join these real estate investment associations, you kind of won't. Like I got on my screen, I got some vetted ones here, and I'll continue to update that list. I'll continue to update that list and keep it where they are approved real estate investment associations, like groups that I highly recommend. So now, people always ask me about like different book recommendations, and it's not super relevant to real estate investment associations. So we're talking about education, and education is vital. Coaches and mentors. So there are several coaches and several mentors that I recommend, and I should probably put together a list for this too. You're looking for, and you're going to find what it is that you need. So I do have some recommendations, and if anybody wants like direct recommendations, you can reach out to me, comment here on the video, and I'll get you those recommendations. Final comments. Again, like I said, these real estate investment alliances and these associations, they are hidden gems, and it just baffles me the amount of education and the amount of value that we provide to people for such a small cost. These things will help you level up fast. So you can get out there and you can go do the business all alone. You can do it yourself, or you can partner up with the right people, the right professionals, and you can level up fast. These things really help you level up. And I'm telling you, this is the difference. This is one of the differences between me having success in this business and me seeing other people get nowhere in this business. Joining these groups, finding the right coaching, finding the right mentors, this can really help you get to where you need to get to as a real estate investor. Like I said, The most beneficial connections, my most beneficial connections, have come from being part of real estate. That's where my most beneficial relationships and my most beneficial connections have come from. So, this is a bonus, another bonus that I have for you. If you want the presentation slides, all you got to do is leave me a review. Leave me a review on Google and I will send them to you. If I need you to leave me an authentic Google review talking about this video, this presentation, and I'll send you the slides. I will comment below and I'll send you the link. One thing I want to talk about is if you're like, you know what, I don't want to leave this guy a review. I don't like this guy. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to put a link in the description. There will be a link and you can access these slides. You can purchase the slides and they'll only be $7. So if you're interested in the slides, just access the link below. You can either leave me a review, you can comment and leave me a review, or you can just purchase the slides for $7. So I'm a proponent of, I believe in. I appreciate you for watching, and we're not going to end just yet. But if you wanted to reach out to me or get connected with me, this is all of my contact information here. Remember, I'm an introvert, so please try not to call me. However, if you're interested in joining, if you're interested in joining Digital REIA, all you got to do is visit this link. I'll put a link to the in the description below. Visit this link and you can become a member. You can become a member of Digital REIA, and we can help you level up your game. And just to reiterate, if you become a member using the link in the YouTube description, these are all of the bonuses that you're going to get. So I'm going to give you 30-day access to my digital marketing for real estate course. You're going to get 30-day access to that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll boost this up to 60 days just to increase the value. So you get 60-day access to that. I'm going to give you my content library document. So that's my library of different content available that helps you generate leads for your business. And this is the second document that I've developed that helps you generate engaging questions and generate more traffic to your social media and generate more traffic to your websites. And then lastly, I'm going to give you my most recent Facebook ads webinar. Access to that webinar. You get access to that webinar so you can build out your social media presence and your digital profiles. You get access to all of this if you become a member of Digital REIA. And I'm going to post a link to that in the description below. So this is the course. Last but not least, this is the course. And if you're, I generate a lot of business. I generated a lot of business, a lot of real estate business using the exact strategies in this course. So, what I want you to do is I want you to get out there and join a REIA. Get out there and digitize your business. Get familiar with the digital space. Become part of your local REIAs, your local real estate investment alliances, as well as your virtual real estate investment alliances. I encourage you to join our alliance. I encourage you to join our alliance, and all you got to do is visit join.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. So join.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you sitting here through the end of this thing. And I appreciate you. That's all I have to say. And what I want to do is I'm going to end this video. And if you're around, if you stuck around to the end of this, those bonuses, what I'm going to do, if you're still here, these bonuses. So I said I'll give you 60 days. I have like down here my Facebook ads webinar. If you stuck around to the end and if you join Digital REIA, if you comment YouTube bonus, so when you join, send us a message and say YouTube bonuses, and I'll give you access to all of our Facebook ads webinars. I'll give you access to all of them. There are over 10 Facebook ads webinars. You have access to all of those just for becoming a member and just for sticking around. Other than that, listen, right? I appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate